What's up? It's your boy CJ Grizzly here with another edition of the Valley Spotlight. I got a special guest today, veteran of the Fresno rap scene, member of that notorious crew gang, Big Worm, aka Wormavin. What's good, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks, so man. Thanks for sliding through. I know you've been busy lately. What have you been working on?
Lately, we've been working on a few albums. The first album that just came out was The Marquee. Shout out JRD, shout out crew, everyone out here pushing music consistently. We put The Marquee out on my birthday this year on January the 26th. Check that out if you haven't checked that out. It's on all platforms. The other one I've been working on the sequel to Dig This with Valley and JRD called Dig That, and that's coming together quickly. Valley, whenever we work together, it doesn't take a whole lot. We've been working in kind of different studios this time, so it's not always at the same time, but I feel like it has the same feeling. So like I'm happy with what we're gonna get on that. I thought Dig This came out organic, and we really just went with the best tracks, and we didn't even try to make that album. That was like us sitting around and being like, all right, let's cook, and then 1-2 songs a session. It's like, well, fuck, now we have to do an album. It's like wasn't even trying on that first one to do what we did, but kind of realized there's a little bit of a formula there, and we work well together. So shout out to Valley, he's working hard. Crew shit on that as always. He just dropped with JRD together. What was that? That one was
Perpetual Motion. They dropped,
he dropped Perpetual
Games.
Motion, Mind Games, them together, and then
You guys stay working, man.
Sear just dropped Violent Tears, and then 4K dropped.
Yeah, you dropped one in the beginning of right.
What was it called? It's got the 3 a.m. song on it. I think it's East Day or so. I don't remember. I know he's got the face on him. So
we just smoked like 3 bowls, so you gotta forgive us 4K for that.
Yeah, my bad. I'll look it up, Pops. He's like, damn it, Pops. How could you do me like that? I'm gonna look it up right now. So
we got love for 4K. We gotta get him on the show next.
Yeah. Shout out 4K Drug.
I guess we can talk a little bit more about Marquee. What was the concept behind that? And I'll talk about the name and.
So the Marquee Side Effects. That's what it's called. Side Effects Drug.
There you go,
just came out. Shit's banging. Go listen to that shit. Cruise shit. All day. The Marquee came along from a song that was off of Etta, actually. Etta Carne, which I think is almost 3 now, or I don't know how old it is now. It's been a couple of years. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. It's been a long time. It was kind of a style choice, and it was a little more vibey, and the song's called Marquee on that album, and from that I was like, man, I really like that, what we're doing there. So we kind of expanded on that idea, and that album kind of came from it. I bought a couple packs, and I didn't share them with anybody else in the crew because I didn't want us all to sound the same. So I said, hey, JRD exclusively cooked from this shit. And that's kind of how that album became that sound. I like more of a conversation piece when it comes to the rap. Everyone's kind of yelling at you or telling you what to do or showing you how good they are or whatever it is that they're doing, and that's good and all. That's not me. My lane, and the people that listen to my music are probably inspired to do things and push themselves and overcome some growth personally, maybe professionally, perhaps publicly. I don't know. It kind of depends on their outlook, and then social ability and displacement and or apathy. I don't know. People are weird these days. There's a lot to go through, and if you're older, then you have a lot to do. And the rap game is full of variety. There's a lot of people that are a lot younger than me, and even some people that are older than me, like that can, they all are just getting down, and life, depending on choices, decisions, handshakes, and a little bit of discipline, they either are doing what they want or the man's telling them how many hours they can do that a day.
Yeah,
So
either you're chasing the dream or you're just stuck in the matrix, as they say. No, going back to, since you're talking about Valley earlier, like you got Dig This, now you guys are working on Dig That. What's it been like working with Valley? What kind of made you, what made you guys want to work together or kind of click together so well?
honestly, with Valley, it came together organically. He was at JRD's one night. I'll back up. Before this, I had rapped with Valley a few times, not knowing who he was. We just went out to events. He was at FTK events. He knew some of the same people that I did. And we had seen each other freestyle and go out and, throw out verses. And I thought he sent me a beat. And I walked up to him and I was like, thanks for that beat. And he was like, the fuck is you?
I know you?
No. He's like, I don't even know you. And then I saw him again. And he was hanging out with JRD. And we had just lost Pops at this time. Rest in peace, Doughface, always, crew life. Yeah. He had just lost him. And he was over there buying beats from JRD. And I thought he was there to rap. I didn't know he was doing that. I was like, hey, you want to hop on this track? And he's like, all right, let's do it. And then, and that became the verse on like the old days. That first verse that when we met, he was ready for it. Like I told him like we write in 3 minutes, 3 to 5. This fool is gonna start cooking right now. You write while he's done to the beat. He's gonna let you 5 or 6 minutes because he's gonna get tired of listening to the beat, and then we gotta move on. So you gotta have your 16 ready. You're like, that's how it works. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. When you're in the crew, that's what we gotta do. Sometimes you don't have enough time, and you may have 3 to 5 minutes. So you have to be able to move quick and write and record and get your libs in and the whole shit. So
pressure cooker,
he did. Yeah, he held the boiler. In the boiler, he's in there. I think we got 2 songs that night. That one and Out the Bullpen or something like that. I think literally in the same night. And we were like, yeah, that's way too easy. That was like that TA album that, got pieced out and whatever. It's just too easy. The chemistry was there. Valley's discipline. He writes crazy as shit. His delivery's even crazier. And if you give him kind of something you're working with, like he knows how to take that and then work with it, like work around it, work with it. It's a blessing to have homies who can rap, but it's an even bigger blessing to have homies who can rap and understand your style. Because I'm a weird ass, so it kind of makes sense for me to be rapping with somebody like Valley for some reason.
All right, now you guys definitely work well together. As far as the title, like the Dig This, Dig That, where did that come from, or what was the idea behind that?
In my head, it's really a stupid ass thought, honestly, and it's just me, really, probably. I don't know. I suggested Dig This because it's like you could go with this or you could go with that, and you could go like it was just that fucking whole thing. Yeah. It was this or that, and then like when you're digging into that shit, you could either dig this or you could dig that. So I was like, oh, it's a play on a classic. It's giving it an ode. It's that weird 80s shit that fucking everyone loves for some reason. Yeah, it's what everyone came from. An ode to everyone. Sugar Hill Gang and everyone on the real MC East Coast mecca of the whole shit. I grew up with Nas and Pac and all kinds of people that were from the West Coast. Even Aesop Rock was from the West Coast before he was over here, in San Francisco and whatnot through his whole LP and Cannibal Ox, and would eventually, listen to.
I'm saying East Coast always gets all the credit for the lyricists and all that, but West Coast has. We got Haro, we got Living Legends, we got Asia.
Oh my God! Yeah, there's so many people on this side. There's a reason everyone comes over here, and no shade to New York. I've been to New York. It's beautiful. It's electric. It has that energy. I get it. I wish I could be there. If not, you know what? I don't go back because I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna try to find a way. Hustle my way into staying there and shit. Because it's so good. It's an electricity in that city that just makes you wanna move. And do things and grow and get better with your shit. Like just whatever it is, you could blossom. And out here, it's a little different. The energy, not everyone is rooting for you. Not everyone's on your side and wants to see you succeed. Not publicly.
Open-mindedness as over there, compared to over here. It's a little more, a lot of local shows like, Grizzly Fest and stuff. There was always, politics getting in the way of stuff like that. And
yeah, man. Shout out to the people that put Grizzly Fest on. That was one of the best festivals, real festivals around, I knew that group of people. They were diligent. They were responsible. They were prepared. They took care of business. It was just the location. They kept making it harder. Chachancy was a nightmare. The fucking amount of money they were trying to dig out of these fools compared to what the artists want, and then the needs that they had wouldn't be met. The transformation around the times, and the fact that they did all that, a real shout out to those cats out there, that team, Mr. Nebeker, Evan, and Aaron Akemian, and all the background people that I never knew or met. I was, doing a video to work during that time. I was just blessed to know and then have, been seeing how that worked out. But, Grizzly Fest was great, man. Shit like that needs to come back into our atmosphere, because some people forget how great it is over here with the rap world and the hip-hop scene, because so many people pass Fresno because it's hard. They make it hard for us to get those big acts that really come through here.
Yeah, it's been getting a little better the last few years, though. We got the Tequila Fest and the Taco Throwdown. These you got some decent names, and every once in a while, like we got Atmosphere and Nicotina coming up. So
true. Yeah, that's right.
It's getting better, I think they're also starting to realize that, hey, Fresno is actually a pretty good market, and they got love for the underground scene out here and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, no, they've been doing so much, and there's always been an underground presence, and, Sam, that's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's tip on my tongue, FTK, they were doing something yesterday, always Star Child. That's right, the hip-hop in the park, all of the different things, the Taco Truck Throwdown coming up, they stay working, That's kind of the atmosphere,
Yeah.
Like you said, everyone stays pushing, and as far as when I work, man, like that's the whole point, is to always be doing something, There's that album. We haven't even talked about Parallels,
Oh, that's right.
Parallels is the sophomore album that I've been producing for the past 4 or 5 years or something since I started rapping. Just because I right after Everything Changes, I released it in 2020, I think. 2021, something like that. And it was done like 6 months prior. Like, I lived with it for a little while to just digest and be sure this was right. That was a big milestone in my life. So I wanted to make sure if I needed to pull something or add it, I had time. Luckily, I gave it that time, because right towards the end, right before I went to finalize it, Doughface, rest in peace, hit me up so that he could be on the album, because he heard a little bit of it. I was teasing it online. He heard a song or something and was like, bro, what? And we went in the studio. It was a crazy studio. Great, an awesome experience with Brandon Spain. Shout out Seiji. I don't know if that studio lives or not anymore. He built it by hand and nailed in every piece of wood and nail in there.
Oh, yeesh.
Yeah, that's why it sounds so good. Then the mixer he went through was a mixer that was bought he bought it from the US government for a penny, and then got a power supply from somebody in Germany or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And wired it himself correctly was the point. They had burned it out, and this guy was fucking smart as fuck, bro. We had this really round sound to it because of what he did with the work there.
The definition of determination right there, man. Shoot.
Stuff like that, man. Being able to and he came down and I think he got a few tracks with Brandon after that.
Oh, nice.
Because he went down and we recorded together. He did it in 2 takes, 2 takes. I remember, it was quick. But yeah.
staying. That's why you got the game fucked up. That price, my message flows on. Yeah, that vice, yeah, what the rest gon' want. I thrive, together that's my song. Yeah, that's right. That vibe, yeah, last night. I'll never ever lose the heart up in the syllabus, adorning ornaments and filaments. Yeah, the fire ever burns, even if the record turns out. Yeah, I'm savant, yeah, not scared of what I got. Yeah, it's a stream of thought, yeah, consciousness that's fought. Yeah, it never lets the beauty out the pot. Like we smoking too much tree, better back up on the crop. It's a state of mind, unspoken inspiration I forgot. Yeah, yeah, I can never help. Yeah, what tomorrow brings or not. Yeah, there's so much to unravel, tying threads to slip the knot. Yeah, the feelings out the sample, making something out of thoughts. Yeah, I'm still rocking off the handle though. It's never ending. Yeah, what you thought. That's why you got the game fucked up. That price, my message flows on. Yeah, that vice, yeah, what the rest gon' want. I thrive, together that's my song. Yeah, that's right. That vibe, yeah, last night. I couldn't have given in, hadn't given it, yeah. Still wound up in cold cases, short place, yeah, find potential. I had to die for the resurrection. Even though, yeah, it's just a taste, I digress. Yeah, in a room full of closed gazes, I'm the eclipse when the sun fades. I've been testing fate, must be a reason. The fire blazes in my chase, yeah. That perfection, vibration, the sound with the right placement. My feet down on that pavement. Yeah, it's a curse, or it's a must. The shutter burst that's set for action. Don't lack patience, yes, the basics. It's that place, it's that day shift. And when it changes, that's why. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of, what's the latest status on the crew right now? I know you guys just did a pop up out in April. You guys working on anything or any?
Oh yeah. That's lots of stuff going on. Everyone's working on different albums. You know, shout out to everyone on the crew working. That's Sear always pushing music. Like we said, the album just came out. Before that, 3 or 4 there were singles in there, right? And then there was also another album. Shout out to Roach Clip, HKK, Roachzilla. He released Zilla not that long ago, and then he had some family come around, so he's being a good dad out there. Like myself, we had to disappear for a little bit of time there.
Take care of the family, of course.
Yeah,
shout out Roach and them.
And 4K Dro, he's just pushed out that album that we talked about. What was it called again?
We'll make us look it up again.
No, Side Effects.
Side Effects. That's
no,
right.
I remember it.
Yeah, don't start.
I always think of the face with the orange and Side Effects. It's got 3 AM on it. It's got a couple other tracks on it. It's vibey. It reminds you of Euphoria a little bit. I said, he's got a bunch of catalog deep on that. Valley with Perpetual Motion coming through. He's got that always working. JRD's got some stuff. We got a Crew album coming. That one I'm really excited about because I think that one's got some jams on it. But yeah, let's finish talking about Parallels a little bit.
I forgot, I totally went to the next one, but let's run it back to Parallels. Like you said you dropped it before and then kind of ran it back. So what made you
Well, we did. I started working on it, and it was right after my divorce, and it was kind of a thing where I didn't really feel my best, and the music that I was producing was just not it. I didn't want that to be the second album. It felt kind of lackluster. It was sad. You know, it was how I was feeling. I wasn't my best, so you know, I scrapped a lot of shit during that time, and then started working again on it, and we've got some really good tracks on there and some really, really great features. Ricky Grimes is on there. Shout out Point Squad.
They just dropped a new Dopeface video today too.
That's right.
It came out dope.
Yeah, Doey, man. Doey is on another project that I'll talk about after this one a couple times, but that one doesn't. I don't have him on that one. He was supposed to be on it, but he didn't make it to that beat. That's crazy to think about. But yeah, there's a track on there called "Brighter Than the Light," and Ricky Grimes got on it. I wrote it on the plane coming back from Miami on my trip, just like a couple years back when I found out my son was being born. It was a transformative time. It was great. That album has a bunch of tracks about my life and when it changed and how it changed. And it's two albums at the same time. That's what Parallels means. Two things that, you know, continually move across the plane and never touch. So they have different experiences, even though they're very close, they're entirely different. And to me, that analogy, cross-reference, you know, have to sometimes wear a fake face in the presence of maybe you had a bad day, but you're taking care of your daughter, and she doesn't deserve that. So you got to suck it up and make sure that grilled cheese is on point, and you're smiling, and you're taking care of your family. You know, like sometimes you have to not be what you want to be for somebody else. So to me, that's a parallel in life. And even though those are more kind of crossed between each other, the analogy is that in a world where I had to be happy, I was very, you know, destructive and sad, and kind of in a way that I was on my way out. You know, I didn't give a shit for a little bit there, but luckily I found my footing and was able to navigate through that time. And that's why that album has taken so long, I think, and has had so many changes built into it. But now I'm almost there. It's 14 tracks. Currently, almost 15. Most of them are recorded. Half of them are JRD beats. Half of them are different, various producers. Seed, I think, has got one or two on there. I think I got a tabletop or two as well. Definitely the title track, Parallels, came from Static. A couple Static beats in there, you know, shout out Static. We had some really good, I heard some tracks back when we were doing Dragon Slayers, which was Guillotine and Dopeface's project that, you know, had a lot of traction, but then kind of just, you know, didn't really see too much fruition past that, not that I know of. But I was supposed to be on that, like a track or two on that. I remember I was writing to these awesome boom bap, real dusty beats that Guillotine kind of, you know, he knows how to just dig into that shit. So when you know how to jam, you get up in it.
Right.
But to make the long story longer, Parallels is two different albums, and the way it'll be written out, the first writing, and if you listen to this then you'll know, otherwise you'll just be like, these words mean nothing. It's not out of order. 1, 3, 5, and 7. 1, 3, 5, 7, will be one album. 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 are another album, so on and so forth to speak. And it will sound disjointed on purpose. It'll be purposely, like you feel like, oh, if I listen to these in a different order, and I might put them in backwards so that if you listen to one going the other way, it would sound more like an album than one, just to be more cryptic with the work. That one's taken a long time, so I kind of I'm not worried. There's a copyright feature on there that I've been waiting to put out for fucking years.
Oh, wow, that's gonna be dope.
Shout out Copyright, one of the best MCs I ever got to see. Just out the Bay Area, happened to be online. I hit him up for a feature on a track that I was like, this just needs somebody who can just smash the shit out of it. And he did it. it took like a year to get back or something. I don't remember. I forgot about it. I forgot about it. And it was some money. Like it wasn't fucking cheap or nothing. But for me back then, you know, it was might have been $200 or something. But it was like, man, that's huge for me, you know. And that was on a discount, probably the point of what he was trying to do. You know, I've seen it fluctuate up and down. I think I just saw him on some shit with fucking Shade 4-5.
Right,
you know,
that's pretty good.
He was on June. He was working with RJD2. You know, like this guy is you saw on so many different projects, bro.
Be a nice little boost to your algorithm when that drops.
Oh my god, I've been needing it, but yeah, that one's almost done. I've been recording half of it with JRD, half of it with Dope Productions, with Snoop over there. So I've got some plans for that one to be done, but before that one drops, the next one that's gonna drop is Worms and Dirt Volume 1.
I did see that post. I was gonna ask you about that one. Okay,
yes.
So what's that one gonna be?
Worms and Dirt Volume 1, which is the one we have to talk about. Worms and Dirt Volume 1 is the collection of all the shit that I've been rapping with people, where we get a project or a track or two, and then it's just, it didn't work out how we looked at it. Like we had got more and more songs out than what we want, or there was a one-off. And I was doing singles for a little while there. You know, after I did Etta, I did like Adios and Bad Vice and I Choose Tonight with Doughface and Stranger Things. There's like 5 singles, and I was doing them real consistently, but they get lost, and I didn't have like an album for it. So I was like, I kind of wish I'd have taken all those singles and made an album out singles. You know, maybe someday that'll be a thing. We can remix it. That'd be tight. I do want to do that for Ventura, because they redid the street, so we're going to do a remix for Ventura for the drop. Yeah, he doesn't know, but I'm gonna talk to Ricky about it. See if he wants to do, since the first one had Dowie on it, the second one should have Ricky on it. Yeah. The segue is that on Worms and Dirt will be a Wormavin featuring Points Squad song, finally. Which I've been waiting to drop for a long time as well. So that's coming.
Kind of a Lucy B-sides kind of collection or a couple.
That was actually the only one we ever recorded at my old apartment back when I was on a different spot, when the studio was mobile. We were moving wherever we were cooking here and there. A couple times JRD pulled up and we were just taking care of business wherever we had to. That was after the 23 miles and all the stuff that we did with that, as well as starting in on the Ventura album. But the Worms and Dirt album is featuring most of the crew, if not all the crew. We've got Hypsir on a couple songs, Valley, 4K Dro, Roachzilla, JRD. I just recorded with him yesterday. We got a track that I was like, you know what? I'm going to have that. My boy Sinner, the artist, who designed my logo. Shout out to him. We got, merch now that's got the logo on it. Hit your boy up. You like that kind of stuff. But it's also got TA the Handful. Huge, in just personality and attitude on the booth, man. Just comes with it. I loved it. We had a whole project that kind of fizzled because I had a bunch of songs that I'm like, I don't really want to put them out the way that what we have. It felt like incomplete. And I didn't want to put 4 out of like 5 or 7. That I was like, who wants a 4 album fucking thing that's not? It sounds like it could have had a little more to it, So I might split those up in a couple. I know I definitely am going to use 2 of the tracks, one on Parallels and then one on Worms and Dirt. So you'll see TA a couple times. I think they're really good tracks. But yeah, my boy Dowie, rest in peace. So you'll hear him a couple times because we were working, and that was the point, was to push music. So he's on the album a few times. And then I have a few album tracks myself where it'll just be me. I think I got 2 or 3 on that album. But it's so hard to keep all the music intact, because once you drop that shit, everyone expects you to know how to perform all of it and like have it all memorized and be able to do any track at any time. And that's how it should be. It's a higher standard on the artist, but that's why you wait to drop. You know, and I don't know shit about the game, and I'm not telling nobody nothing. And if you are learning, that's on you. That's good. But that's not anything that I'm trying to exude where I'm like, let me show you how to do. Nah, man, I've been learning my whole fucking life out here on this game, and I've spent so long doing the same thing consistently. You know, I learned from experience. I was grinding back in the day with MC Wicks. You know, he was showing me the ropes. He gave me some love. I opened some shows for him. Met a bunch of people. Then I kind of got out the game, so I stopped performing for a while. But now I'm trying to work my way back in. So, you know, big groups out there that are making huge impact. The Outliers, Heavy as the Head. Yeah. They just had some great performances last night. A little intimate space at the Little Green Studio. You know, shout out to Natalie for hosting us for the space. Sear for organizing it. Swisher. People like Swisher, Alinche, Cali, all the DJs like Night Vibe,
Daisy J, Brandon Freeman. All the people putting on the background scene that gives people a space, like the Detention, or what used to be the Lead, or what used to be Little Green Studio before, and before that used to be Brutal Bars, or however fucking long it's been. This whole idea of giving somebody an opportunity to perform and maybe have their artistry go to the next level, right? So those are the you know, that's the kind of stuff that I've been real happy to try to be a part of, and realizing those group dynamic is kind of coming back. Crew has the group dynamic. We've all been working on individual projects, so we haven't been doing anything together, but you know, I still see some of that happening. I don't see us not, you know, having some crew sets where you're gonna watch us kind of hand the mic off back and forth. But it's kind of been doing twos and stuff lately, like me and Valley, or you know, Sear and Roach. I'd like to work with Roach a little more. We talked about it, so you know, I know there's a little more work in the future there. We're both parents, like I said, so that's just gonna be a minute, but that's the point. Like living with the music, being able to perform it and having it for a long time, like rolling it out. I don't think people realize the depth at which it takes to not only perform it and have it ready to go, but to have a concept, being able to have a rollout management on your own time, and be able to have not only a market, the posting, having people who are engaged with it, waiting for it, but wanting to not only purchase merchandise to help you with the offset of your time, but the professionalism of being accessible everywhere and, you know, easily accessible, which are the rules of today, both digital and analog space. Some people like to take stuff home, like, you know, albums and things that are 100% novelty items. You know, I couldn't sell you this because no one's listening to a disc, but buying it from somebody means support, right? That's a difference from listening online because you're engaged in the music. The music is not even what sells. So I don't sell anything. I'm not an artist who sells. I think I inspire people to go and do it themselves and become the best artist versions of themselves. Those are the kind of fans I think I have, because that's what my music is about. Being better you, and kind of realizing that we're part of all those terrible things we hate. As much as we hate them, there's a reason they're in our lives. You know, like that mirror sucks, but it's there for a reason. So it's reflection. I think for me, therapy, obviously, you know, you could hear it in the music. And I think for a lot of young artists or older artists, music is just that, the outlet to be able to share something that maybe if you said to someone they gaslight you for, or if you expressed honestly with a setting publicly, you get ridiculed, or, you know, being safe enough to go on an open mic one night and say, I'm going to perform just because you can. You know, a lot of age groups think that it ends
you turn 40 or whatever, and it's like, I'm done. I can't rap anymore. It's over. Like, you know, what was it? Tom Hardy just dropped the album.
Don't tell it to
58.
Planet Asia and Rascal, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those guys. Cuba just dropped an album.
Jay-Z dropped the Blue album at 40. What was it?
He's still dropping. I mean,
Colonel Sanders started KFC at what, 68, 73, something like that.
yeah.
Some crazy age, 58.
So what you mean? Huh? Yeah, yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah. So what you mean, son? I'm my own, my mind. I'm my own, my mind. I'm too smooth with it. Welcome to the West, yeah, like pedals to the touch, yeah. Gonna protect the vine, yeah. Roll me up a dust, make me no mind. I'm just trying to catch a buzz, yeah, my mind's got me on minds. All the cases to indulge, shit, the rhyme pattern intertwines a second iteration. Dirt beneath my fingernails, like I feel the earth's rotation. It just sounds of vibration, time chasing, yeah, I feel the minerals. You gotta watch out for your pace, son. The home run around the bases, yeah, the smile up on their face. I know the risk, they'll take the plunge, let them know I'm at the function. Pull all up on the races, place a bet. Let's get risky for a second, never know. You just might have copped the ace, you better press it. Go on up and grab a taste. This time to make you restless. It ain't all about the praise, just think about the blessings. Just think about the blessings. So what you mean, son? I'm mind my own, I'm mind my own, I'm mind my, yeah. I said I'm mind my own, yeah. I'm too smooth with it, I'm too smooth with it, yo. Said I'm mind my own, I'm mind my own, I'm mind my, said I'm mind my own, yeah. Said what you mean, son? Go on ahead, yeah. Grab a hold of something, I ain't playing for a minute. You'll be trying to hurt. Yeah, I've been living in the moment, smoking loud and passing blunts, roll another. Yeah, pack a bowl before we on. Huddle up, let's get this money. Yeah, I'd rather send a message, burn a fire for the helpless. All you bitches yelling, holler. And man ain't changing nothing, just perpetuating drama. It's how dreams become dysfunction, still I'm honest. I could be calm, I still feel all the piranhas. It don't matter the community you'll follow if your unity ain't calm. And think harder, yeah, even harder. Fuck the streams, I need the water. Yeah, more moments with my daughter. Yeah, we about to build a king, yeah, with or without a symphony regardless. Yeah, regarding how I've been, kid, leaving behind a legacy legit. Whether I'm burning or I'm good, you never know shit. So what you mean, son? I'm on my own, I'm on my, yeah. I'm on my own, I'm on mine. I'm on my own, yeah. Yeah, what you mean, son? Yeah, I'm too smooth with it. Yo, I'm on my own, I'm on my own, I'm on my, yeah. I'm on my own shit. So what you mean, son?
Yeah, so, you know, I'm here for the guy who maybe didn't take a chance on himself, and you know,
the guys like me
redefining
are
that.
still trying to figure out what to do with their lives. They never took the chance to, you know what I mean, or took the opportunity to chase their dream and whatnot.
Independent is independent, man. Independent as fuck is hard.
Yeah.
You know, I look up to people like LP who made it happen twice, and you know, became something big enough to be able to share with Killer Mike, like Run the Jewels. You know, I applaud that type of energy, that ability. You know, I like group dynamics. I like being able to share the stage. It's fun. As far as my own single stuff, what I'm doing on my own, it's never going to stop. You know, I'm always going to keep growing. Plan on learning even more on the craft and being more involved on the not just the recording side, but instruments and recording. You know, I know how to play instruments. I have before. When I was younger, my classical instrument was the saxophone. I know how to read music. I know how to play the drums. I used to play in a band. I played bass for a while. I play at the guitar now. I can't really play that thing anymore. I'm not going to say I'm out here Jimi Hendrixing that shit. Fuck no. Well, I wish, you know. I might poke at a Santana little note here and there, but I'm definitely nowhere near any level
strum something around the campfire side or something.
You know, that's really what you gotta have. If you can do the campfire shit, you're in the game, bro. Wish You Were Here, Stairway to Heaven. You know, simple stuff that you gotta have.
Stuff that they get thrown out of Guitar Center for playing.
Absolutely. Sweet Caroline. Can't,
oh yeah, definitely. Get kicked
oh,
out.
you be out of there. The quickness.
Sweet Child.
Oh my God. But yeah, man. So I want to be involved on that side and start producing, and then if I can successfully do some work and that I'm proud of, then move on to the next level. You know, which is do even more on the mixing and mastering side.
More engineer work and whatnot like that. Just more tools in the box, man.
Yeah, because it's huge. Nobody in the. I don't know enough people that can get their mixing and mastering done with enough time. It's always a thing that, sadly, there's always 10 rappers to an engineer,
Right.
and even more producer. You know, like there's always people that need the help and they don't have the time, so they have to rush, or they're waiting on a deadline, and I don't want to do that to my producer forever. You know, JRD's the man, but he has to listen to five or six of our asses.
Yeah.
It's a fucking lot. You know, I'm already a fucking lot. I don't know how he does it. It's probably difficult for the group dynamic.
So you guys owe JRD a bottle or a freaking zip or something for all the work that he does for you guys.
Oh, Pops knows. I be throwing shit at him all the time when I get a chance, bro. He knows if I got it, it's on me. But yeah, man, it's love. It's love, and it's always been love. It's pushing the envelope. But I like doing the type of rap that makes people rap harder, do more, think about their craft a little bit. Be like, this old man over here is out rapping me. I don't like it. You know, like, yeah, that's me. I'll never stop on that end. Simply, I mean, I love it. I think I have something to say, and not everyone out there looks like me or sounds like me. So I'm trying to take that with a grain of salt and move forward with it, man. Like, I think we could push a lot and make a lot happen further than even what now we've achieved in the amount of time, since everyone is pushing and it's consistent. You know, just, you know, last night I think I did at least a song I've done only once live that came out a few months ago, you know, that I haven't performed as much. Sear did a couple new songs that I think he just wrote. You know, we're always pushing new things. Valley did some new tracks. I think 4K and the 4K Sear track is unreleased. I don't know. You know, like they're always pushing. So that's a kind of people I like to surround myself with. They're individuals. They have their own schedules, and you know, hopefully when the Crew album comes out, we get to share the stage and bless everyone on that end, because that was fun.
But if we gotta do a release performance for that or something, that'd be crazy.
That'd be wild, bro. That'd be really wild, because there's some tracks on there that probably could use it. Some love. We haven't put on a show yet or really figured out how to maneuver that landscape, because there's so many ways and versions of it. But you know, be waiting for that shit. There's 100% works in all ends in order to make more venues able to host some hip hop, us have more areas to show the work we're doing. Me for sure, I've never gotten to do an album release party. I don't know if anyone else ever knows that. Every one of my albums has gotten screwed over.
Little Bars of Full Circle. You guys did it, huh?
Not one time was I able to do it. I got screwed every time. Everything changes was COVID. Edda, it was at the same time that the release was for Eustress. So Eustress had an album release. I got overshadowed by that album.
You got Eustress and you got Acid Bath, so man, you got.
They came out at the same time. Eustress, Acid Baths, and Edda all came out around the same time, because I was leaving more time. I was supposed to drop first, but I couldn't, because First and Belmont actually, it was around that time too, as well as Euphoria. It was just, everything was dropping. You know, like it was a thing, because everyone was kind of on their own schedule. But I got overshadowed, so Edda, no show, or we didn't do any kind of, like, I performed it a bunch, but it wasn't ever like my show. Like I did it on somebody else's set. Then after that, we had all those singles that came out. You know, we did videos for them, Bad Vice, and I Choose Tonight, and Adios. And they, you know, they're doing what they're supposed to do. Getting around, getting the algorithm going, YouTube, all that stuff. But it was like, that's not an album, right? So we did the 23 Miles album, right? But we never had a seated release party for that. Like we performed maybe 1-2 tracks off it, you know, a couple times at one spot, and then the Tulare show. I remember once we did it with Dowie, and then post we did it without him because he wasn't around. So it was like kind of bittersweet.
You're definitely overdue for something. Then you had to talk to maybe the Monday Salon or something that you get your feature spot or something.
Oh, I'm gonna try to, man, because like that, you know, even after that, I wish the story ended there, but it doesn't. Ventura, we're about to drop. I get the call that we just lost Dowie, literally one day before the drop. He's on the title track with me.
Yeah.
I'm working. I'm at Fresno State wiring some camera with the fucking baseline of the field goal or something. I remember it completely because I was sitting there looking around in an empty stadium being like, what did I just hear? You know, I was like, I was dazed. That day was such a fucking blur, man. Loss sucks. Drugs are bad, and people are worth way more than they think. So,
For sure, man.
hopefully, if you're struggling out there, you do something about it, whatever that means to you.
It's Worm. Yeah, it's a battle for your best shit. And you can hear it in my voice, yeah, I'm applying pressure. There's a career up in your vessels. About my present principally up on effect when they're born to be prolific. And pound for pound, we on a mission. Vilify fear with the fear of the haters' eyes. Fuck a prize, I've been rapping like my life depends on it. Yeah, how much did you risk? And I've been dying for my shit. Yeah, my pages on the epic. Fuck a paddle, then I press it on the pressure by the time. Fall going flowers, yeah, I die up in the rain. Yeah, alone up in my past. No, I had it hard to get it. Yeah, we indebted, I'm embedded in my memory. About to find a better energy, it's cruise shit. You're gonna bring the heat till we cruising up in Venice. Yeah, and you can hear it in my voice, yeah, I'm applying pressure. Yeah, you see me in the cypher, yeah, gon' feel the tension. Yeah, you can hear it in my voice, yeah, I'm applying pressure. Yeah, if you step up, best bring your best shit. I done gave you hoes enough time with it. About to get my mind driven, whether it's off the dome or it's side written. My words stay still hitting, hit harder than your best. Best believe I ain't skilled, bitch, I'm blessed. That's the deal, fuck the rest. Bobby Seale, I'm the home meal. Pick a course, Trey Young, that's reveal, baby. Know it's the real from the fake. What you bring, grab a plate. About to show you what respect is. Yeah, any beat, any time, pull a card, any chord. That's my hand, set your pride to the side. In my prime, it's the dream kid. Run the reason like we're smoking in the breeze. Let that shit come natural. No attraction, just an asshole Mexicano with some shit to say at the bin jaded. Don't play, I'm floating acid in your vertebrae. Grinding to be open in palladium an extra day. Back. And you can hear it in my voice, yeah, I'm applying pressure. Yeah, you see me in the cypher, yeah, gon' feel the tension. Yeah, you can hear it in my voice, yeah, I'm applying pressure. Yeah, if you step up, best bring your best shit.
Because you're not hurting nobody else. Yeah, that's positive.
Sure.
But yeah, so that one, no album release, obviously, because it's hard to promote an album
Yeah.
when you just lost them. And that was a big drop, man. That had the best songs for the last couple of years that I've been waiting on. There's a song on there with Roach called Roll the Dice that was like one of the best tracks. I got my money jacked by a company called Anima Tech Studios. They stole like a couple $100 online for a video that I was supposed to do with Roach. I paid for it, and then the dude was like, "Nah, it's gonna be another $300 or something shit." I was like, fuck this. And I was
some
trying to
scam
move at that
shit,
time, so I got scammed. And I lost $300 at a time where I really needed $330, something like that. I think that's what it was. Fucking Nematech.
Just gonna go back into
Studios.
do some chargeback or anything?
Oh yeah,
Fraud
no,
shit?
civil court. I want to go back. I have the charges. They're on like PayPal or Venmo, so they were
PayPal
irreversible.
was pretty cool with their.
There's no way they could say it didn't happen because it's recorded. So, and even this helps out for me talking about it. But yeah, I'm 100% going to sue them in civil courts and in $330 for like the $500 they're going to charge me to do the civil suit and be like, they owe me this money. Because it's that's the only like power I have for scammers out there. But that didn't get released, right? Then there was a song with Sear on there called Fetty that we were supposed to make a video where we were gonna plan out a heist and show all these like how-to things of what we were gonna do and stake out a place and have a dude wrapped up and kind of that whole feeling of like cinema, old gangster shit,
some Godfather shit or something.
exactly, but like in our style. And during the time, it was like we really can't do this right now because of everything that just happened. So it threw off that vibe. So that idea was out. So I lost that video. We were supposed to shoot the Ventura video, which was going to be at the mural that was painted by Parr, but before Black Book, Rhyme Book, and then they painted right the fuck over it, which was funny. It was Valley who did it, which makes me laugh. But he probably didn't know. Yeah. But we were supposed to shoot a video right there before that weekend with a bunch of cars, and I had already gotten lined up, but I had to cancel everything. A car club was coming out with like 5 or 6 lowriders, and we were going to do Ventura, the video shoot right there. And we were really excited, me and Dowie, but I never even got to, ask him to do it because it happened that fast.
Yeah.
So Ventura, the most unlistened to album that I have, of course never got the light of day, And that had Applying Pressure on it, which was like my most West Coast song ever.
Definitely had some bangers on there, yeah.
But it's projects like that just get kind of washed away, and then people are like, I'll never find it. So I want to give it sunlight by talking about it.
Do like a deluxe or something, throw some extra tracks on there or something, remixes.
Something, yeah. All of them are pretty short. I've always wanted to maybe re-release. I wanted to re-release Ventura, like I said, and feature Ricky Grimes. But there's some artists I still need to work with. This Worms and Dirt volume series is going to be a thing. Volume 1's in the work right now. Definitely going to have volume 2. I got 2 or 3 artists that I really have been wanting to work with, and I'm going to get in the stew with them, and then that's going to be, how we push a little more on that. But that's a project, the ongoing, if I have a volume series, then I have something to go back to,
Yeah. You can definitely see that being in volume 1, volume 2, volume 3 down the line and whatnot.
Yeah, I really want something like that it's just like a catalog where you're like, what is that? Oh, that's off Worms and Dirt. Which one's off? That's off 3. Yeah, 3 or 4. Everyone has something like that. It's iconic. It's easy. It's lovely. Right now, the visuals that I have for it, I'm thinking, since we live in a world of AI, will all be photographs that I take. I teach photography, so it's not like it's going to be hard for me to take some photos. And I love taking photos in spaces, like public spaces, like the fair or events like that, where it's like everyone's joined together by something that they're, looking around. I also like desolate spaces and things that share both the physical world of environment versus the digital integration of all the technical tools that we require to survive. I grew up around dairy farms and a bunch of other shit where nothing's around. So power lines integrating around grapevines is a fucking thing. So all of my art is a mixture between those organic and technical things, I think.
Some more parallel shit right there.
Absolutely.
Parallels.
That's kind of a...
Keeps coming back to it.
a built-in thing, yeah. It's a thing that's gonna, I feel like, follow me forever. So, yeah, man, those are the 3 albums coming. Worms and Dirt Volume 1, Parallels, and then dig that with Valley for sure right now. And then
any
there's always more.
release dates on any of those yet? Or are they still kind of pending?
I hope to have a release date almost for the Worms and Dirt project like soon. I think I just recorded the last track that I want for it like yesterday or 2 days ago or something. And I think we're just we're pushing it right now. I don't know if that one or Dig That is coming first, but I want to say hopefully next month.
Okay,
If not, I wanted it to be a summer drop, so July is sexy for the drop, but I don't mind an August drop because there's a bunch of stuff going on. So
you still got enough time to drop something in December in the fourth quarter or something.
Oh yeah. I like the winter drops because they're fun, but because my birthday is at the beginning of the year, I always usually release around my birthday in January. So I'll be pushing towards probably that for Parallels. I think that's a perfect date to finally release it next year. But somewhere in between, we'll have Dig That, and then, like I said, I've been working with a bunch of different people, so hopefully they release some stuff where you'll see my name kind of on some features out there, which I'm stoked about. So.
Sure, man. You got a packed schedule. Who are some Valley artists that you still like to work with, outside the crew?
Oh, man. There's a list. There's a list of so many people that I love to work with. One of the people that early on was Fee. Fee is masterful when it comes to crafting word and that kind of game. And so him, and also a couple other artists, man. I've kind of gotten back and forth with Baker a couple times. He's got a really unique style. I think I'd love to hear us both on a track to see what that sounds like. Now that Heavy as the Head is the thing, a feature on them would be fucking.
Oh yeah, definitely gotta give
woo!
it to them.
If I get a feature on that shit, goddamn, boys, I'm telling you.
Yeah, watch out.
But something like that. Worms Ali is one of my favorite. I don't think he gets enough. Halo.
We definitely need the Worm collab for sure.
Oh yeah, I've always wanted to. That man's busy though, and he's very talented. So I understand it. Like I said, Halo the Human.
Oh yeah.
Ridiculously underrated. So fucking good. Nicest person you ever met. Most unique artist I've met in quite a while. Keeps it 100 every time to his style. Stilo up to get.
Oh, yeah.
Cannot wait for his next shit. Truly artistic. Catalyst type of fucking person. Can play anything. Chameleon work. Thornberries. Fucking him and Matt for a while. He just came back from Korea with his wife. Jazz, also a wonderful fucking artist, as well as musician, DJ, virtuosos. These people are, you're lucky to understand, you see them and know them once a time.
Wizards, man.
But yeah, those kinds of the artists I'm looking at lately. Have to listen to anyone pushing music out from the area. Wix just dropped with Moody. I got to see what that's about. I haven't got a chance to listen yet. I like Moody. I've been listening to Wix for a long time. His last albums have gotten more aggressive, more in your face, more attitude. And I get that. I like to reply in kind. This last album, I kind of took a jab a little bit there with one of the tracks, but that was the point. I felt like everybody was talking shit out there, and nobody was replying, and I did, because I'm like, I'm not everybody. I won't be placed in a dime with everyone else. I do my own thing with everyone, and if that means I ride my own trail and everybody's, it's me against the world, then maybe the world needs some work. We come from that school. We talked about it.
Right.
It's weird to have both sides on the digital and analog world, and understood. We were the kids trying to block ourselves from the atom bombs under the desks, right?
Right. Yeah. Like.
We're also the kids that, I'm the teacher that tells you what to do in a situation where, there could be an active shooter drill. So think about how that
No, there's some parallels for you right there. I mean,
changed.
yeah.
It's a crazy time, man. We've seen a lot, and age is 100% a factor in learning. But yeah, man, that's kind of the push, is to keep working. That's why I have so many albums that are always, I feel like, building, because I live a lot of lives. I'm a dad. I have a daughter and a son who just turned 1 not that long ago, like last month. So, at my age, I didn't think I'd be living this life. So, I feel like, I don't know, if you always wanted to do something with your life, do it, man. Like, just stop fucking making the excuse that you can't and that you won't, and find a way. Don't tell anyone about it. Just do it.
Right. I never see the work they put in. They always see the finished product anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man,
it's crazy you don't get a medal for practice. How many times have you sat there in front of a mirror and practiced something? Whether it be a verse or some memorization or maybe a speech or
questions for a podcast.
Yeah, it's honestly, like, if you're pushing your own project or your own product, your own brand, good for you, man. You should be proud of your motherfucking self. You should give yourself a hand. You should, reward yourself the way you get on yourself when you make a mistake. Everybody remembers all the bad shit you do, but never the good. So pat yourself on the back. If you ain't looking out for you as a man 100% in the world where, it's hard to do, find a way. Make time. And I'm telling you from a person who doesn't take care of themselves as well as they should. You can't do nothing. I lost too many friends that would have said, why didn't you say something? How come this? I can't not hear the homies now, So, yeah, man, I think the overall messaging, as well as kind of branding behind my music, is to be yourself, identify with truth, whatever that means to you. I don't know if you like, metal music and you have dark gothic clothing and that's how you express. I got no issues with that. Some of my best friends, in some days back in the day, looked real strange. I know I looked real strange for a while.
Oh yeah, that was pretty awkward growing up through high school too. I'm sort of a blend. I'm metal, I'm rap, I'm oldies.
The identity thing is weird because you have to fit a mold.
Right,
but we talked about how it was so broad in those days. I feel bad for kids now that kind of have these weird things to look up to, because the people they look up to are children.
Right.
Kids that look up to kids.
Basically all it is,
In a weird way that keeps us young, but also are we progressing? I could say the same thing, would be like, there's people like Marlon Craft out there who's half my age and is just killing the game. Rapping with live band, making an impact, changing the way, things work. People like Radimus, who continually changes the way he approaches music. The Shadow Loaf Collective, they've been kind of quiet lately, but Shadow the Great dropped the album a couple years back that I still listen to all the time. There's a lot of independent artists out there that craft the underrepresented world of maybe independent listeners that are trying to listen to lyricism. At the same time, they want to listen to grooves and beats and enjoy their time, but they want to be challenged a little more than your average music or your melodic music. The people that listen to Big Pun maybe weren't the same people that we'd be listening to 50 Cent or Master P.
Right.
Let's be honest here. There's a lot of difference, and a lot of rappers don't look like me. So I feel like that's a huge tool or crutch to my advantage, whether I misuse it or use it appropriately to help stand on something that, you know, could be bigger.
Right. And as far as like now, like you said, you've been on the scene for about what 5-6 years. Now, what are your thoughts on the Valley scene now, looking back at it and what it is right now, and how it is in the grander scheme of things out here? You know what I mean? Like, how's it grown or not grown, maybe?
Honestly, from my perspective, there's been a whole lot of growth in different ways. I think there's more artists. I think they're taking more risks as far as exposure, not just being able to have their music out in public and perform it, but also in a digital space, how easy it is to get your music up to a DSP and out quickly. There is no wait. It's on the artist. So however you want to deliver your content, like if your audience is there, I think it's faster. So you see, I feel like our scene is younger now, even though I would deem like all the older rappers are the ones that are doing the most work. The younger ones that are the ones that are getting booked, that are out actually doing the work, are in the scene, groundwork. And I'm not out there enough to be able to say, hey, this opinion should matter to you. Just from what I see and from what I've learned in the time that I was out there, you know, the most people that make it are the most consistent. The people that are always there, either supporting, performing, bringing new people to the scene, introducing someone, joining together different groups that can mutually benefit one another, trying to find loopholes that help people succeed. Those are the kinds of artists I see having big impact that maybe you don't hear about, you don't see. The ones you do hear about and see are the big guys that are always working and they're always putting out, good work. You have Planet Asia, Fashion, amazing lyricists, people that, if you didn't know about them before, it was like, Kendrick Lamar has cited Fashion a few times.
Yeah.
The Heart Part 1, talking about the lyricists of California from back in the day. He was on stage with this guy in his prime.
Okay.
You can't not talk about that. You can't not talk about Cali Agents and Planet Asia and his effect on everyone. The fact that you have people like Talib Kweli that consistently are like, when Planet Asia raps, I listen. It's like, that's Fresno shit, bro. And as much as I didn't, I wasn't born here, I've been here long enough, 20 some odd years, that's like, I'm so Fresno, I don't even realize it. It's like, that Cencal shit is burnt in.
Right.
But I love it. I think it's, you have to be a certain kind of animal to be in this culture, in this environment. Nobody's gonna love your shit out here unless you're incredible. And even then, are you sexy? Or are you viable? Or do you sell records? Or do you bring a certain dynamic to a group? Or does a place earn a bunch from your coming to them? Like, it has to serve somebody else out here to work. And people hate hard as fuck, openly. There's more people like this in the front than like this.
Right.
Because they can't be that fucking cool. And if they are, it's because they're at a punk show or thrashing each other because they're young. And that old crowd has kids and they're at home now and they're not out there, doing this or this anymore because, like, they don't have the money to spend $10 a drink at the fucking bars or, keep up with these kids or whatever the fuck they're doing. But,
Right.
you know?